Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. This verse reflects the idea that small, consistent actions will eventually result in a significant positive result, or you will eventually reap a harvest, provided provided that one remains persistent and does not lose heart. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Your Energy Booster Podcast. I'm your show host, Janice Padilla, and today we are talking about a topic that is super close to my heart: building a habit or building healthy habits for a happier life. Almost 3 years ago, I was not aware that I was already building a healthy habit, not until I realized that everything that I do contributed a lot to my energy and my emotional and mental being. And those habits, what I mean is, it already became autopilot. Like I already knew what I was doing when I wake up. And eventually, over the years, I just successfully developed it, tweak it, make it a little better until that until today. I am so proud to be able to build a healthier or healthier habits. And what it gave me are better relationship with my family, better relationship with myself, a lot more energy, a lot more of happiness and peace, not just happiness, joy eventually. And eventually, the most important thing is it's building my relationship to my creator. And so, yeah, I'm so excited to share this content with you because habits for sure change my life. So let's define what are habits. Let's start by understanding what a habit really is. At its core, habit is a routine or behavior that is performed regularly, often in an autopilot or automatically. The more you do it, the less mental effort it takes. I think a habit is the secret to building a lasting change or consistency. This can work, habits can work against you or for you, depending on what that habit is. Because there's a lot of bad habits that we unconsciously practice over the years. But today, we will focus on how to create healthy habits that serve you. Are you excited? I am so excited for you. So, what is the science of habit formation? Have you ever wondered how habits are formed? Well, it's not magic, it's science. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, I met him a month ago when I went to an international Maxwell conference, and he was one of the keynote speakers. And if you are familiar with his best-selling New York Times Atomic Habit book, you must grab one or you must get a copy if you want to intentionally create a better habit, a healthier habit, so you can become a better person. So, yeah, James Clear suggests a simple framework. It's cue, craving, response, and reward. So, this is the loop that governs habit formation. That is the science of habit formation. So, number one is identify the cue. Number two is understanding the craving. And number three is choose your response. Number four is reward yourself. And let's dissect them one by one. So, number one, identify the cue. What is that? So, if you notice, there are triggers that lead you to perform a habit or the habit. Cues are the triggers that initiate a habit. They can be external, what you see, like a location or a time of the day, or internal, like a feeling or a thought. So, example, let's say you have a habit of eating junk food. Well, guys, who is not guilty of it? We do love junk foods when in fact, when we're eating the real food, we thought they are or we are dieting. So that's how brainwashed we are. In my latest short video that I shared in my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook Reels, I shared about this. And it just makes sense, right? But well, going back. So, eating or the habit of eating junk food. The cue might be as simple as just walking past a fast food restaurant on your way home from work, say McDonald's, and you're hungry. Of course, you're from work. And so, what we're going to do? So, every time, you go home and you pass by McDonald's, there is this logo, the smell, the signage, or even the time of the day. Like, if you get off work like 7, pass by McDonald's at 7:30, and you're hungry. So, those could be all the cues that trigger this habit. Number 2, understand the craving. Why do you feel compelled to act on the cue? Right? Because there's like, hmm. For me, I love sweets. I'm a cookie monster. I love cakes. I am just so addicted with those. But yeah, who is? I mean, not everybody, but we all do have our weaknesses, especially when it comes to food. So, cravings are the motivational force behind every habit. They are what make you actually perform the habit. Once you identify the cue, it is important to dig deeper to find the underlying craving. Is it stress relief? Like after work, you're so stressed and you just want to eat so you feel better. Is it the feeling of pleasure? So when it comes to sweets, I really, you know, get to imagine if I eat this chocolate, it tastes good. So that gives me pleasure, right? Or maybe social approval. So if everybody is eating pizza, I just want to eat pizza too. So I feel like I belong, right? So in our junk food scenario, The craving could be multiple things. It might be the immediate satisfaction of tasting something delicious, just what I said. Or perhaps it is an emotional craving. Maybe eating junk food, maybe eating that french fries is a way to cope with stress or just even boredom. Like, example, you're at home, you don't do anything, you're so bored, might as well eat something to conquer the boredom. And we do that. We're all guilty of that. So, I hope you're understanding a little bit better now how habits are formed. We are not done yet. Number three is choose your response. You have to choose what's your response for that craving. So, we need to take a small, actionable step. This is where the Atomic Habits book really comes into play. The idea is to pick an action so small, the very small action that you can't say no to it. This will be your new habit, serving as a healthier or more productive response to the initial cue and craving. So, example, instead of indulging to the allure of fast food, your new response could be to eat an apple that you always keep ready in your bag. So here comes driving through McDonald's. And then, I want to eat that french fries. But I have apple in my bag. And okay, apple is healthier than french fries. There's no question about it. And that apple serves as a healthier alternative, no doubt. And it's a small enough step to be easy to implement. That apple is ready, it's in your bag. So you don't need to pull over or, go to the nearest exit and then drive through McDonald's, or, it won't cost convenience because it's ready in your bag. And so you just eat it. And then, it will be easy, or it's very easy to implement. Over time, this new habit can replace the old one. Obviously. So if you do it every time after work, pass by McDonald's, there's an apple or strawberries or whatever berries you love. I am a big fan of berries. I even replaced my rice every time I eat lunch at work with berries and cucumber and spring mix. And I have been doing that for like 8 months now. And there's no even question about it. Like, no more rice. So that's the habit that I formed that, I can relate to this. So yeah, we just have to be intentional if we really want to change a habit that no longer serve us, make us fat, make us grumpy, make us sleepy. So yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but yeah, just be patient with yourself as well, because it's not gonna be done like a magic. It should be done over and over again consistently, so you can be successful in forming this new habit. In number four, last but not least, of course, and a very important step is to reward yourself. You have to celebrate the small wins. The reward is crucial for reinforcing the new habit. It closes the habit loop and increases the odds that the same cue and craving will trigger this new habit in the future. So every time you successfully change the bad habit or replace the bad habit into a healthier one, you have to celebrate. You have to pat yourself in the back, or you have to write it in your journal. You have to, you know, clap yourself. So, yeah, after choosing to eat the apple, maybe you log this small victory in a habit tracking app if you're really serious about this changing habit thingy. Get an app, log it there, or write it in your journal, rewarding yourself with the satisfaction of a streak. Or perhaps you set up a more tangible reward system, like putting $1 into a treat yourself fund, which each time you opt for a healthy choice. So might might put $20 there if $1 is really small, but you can start with $1 every time you're successful in following up, or in choosing the right habit over the bad one. Put $1 in that jar, and that jar, or that could be a fund for your travel, for your bags, for your shoes, for your clothes, or for anything, or for a massage, for a facial, stuff like that. And by doing so, you will be more motivated in following or in building the healthier habit. So, by understanding and applying these steps, identify the cue, understand the craving, choose your response, and reward yourself, you can start to replace less helpful habits with better ones. And remember, the key is to start small. You don't have to start big. Do not overwhelm yourself, because if you do, nothing's gonna change. So start small. These small changes might not seem significant at first, but over time, they can lead to massive transformations in your life. So, are you excited? I hope that you're getting a lot of value on this content. We're not done yet. All right. So, why do some habits stick while others fall by the wayside? It's often about motivation and consistency. I've been mentioning motivation, consistency over and over again in this content, this podcast, because the best habits are those that provide immediate rewards. For example, if your goal is to get fit, you might not see physical changes right away. After you go to the gym, that was your first time in that gym, you don't see those abs right away. After a year or so, you won't see, the result right away. It's not yet visible. But the post workout endorphin rush, or that feeling of happiness and satisfaction after you work out, that's an immediate reward. Then, now we will proceed to the steps to building healthy habits. So, how do we build these elusive healthy habits? Let's get into the juicy stuff. Number one, start small. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are healthy habits. Begin with small, achievable steps. If you want to exercise more, start with just 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes, come on, 5 minutes. What you gonna do? Um, Jumping rope, push-ups, squats, stuff like that. Start small. You don't really have to start big. I'm gonna say that again. Number two, be consistent. Try to perform the habit at the same time in the same context every day. This helps in creating a strong cue. So let me give you an example for this. Yeah, before the year ended last year, I made this habit of I added this habit, I mean, every morning before I go to work, after I take a bath, I right away do my devotional. I had been doing that for 3 years, and then I added this a little segment that is to exercise, like anything, squatting, sit-ups, push-ups, kettlebell swings, and that would just take me like 5 minutes. Like if I still have time, it would be 10 minutes. But I do that every morning before I go to work. And it just makes my day so good. Like, I do the hard one first. So when I go to work, even how hard is the task that they're going to give me, I know I could be able to do it. And also, of course, it builds my stamina, my strength, my endurance, just a lot of benefits for doing it. And I have been consistent for months now since I started it. So yeah, do it at the same time in the same context every day or every time. Track your progress. That's number three. Write down each small win. Write it down. Yeah, that's already success, girl. We always chase for success and, doing things for ourselves, for us to get better. We don't consider it success. But yeah, come on. Doing something great for yourself is already a success. So these will keep you motivated and this will give you a tangible record of your achievement. So you be proud and more proud of yourself day by day. Number four, accountability. Tell someone about your new habit. You have to share it to your friend, share it with your spouse or your children. Or better yet, find a habit buddy. If you have a friend who also would like to grow with you, make them as your accountability partner. They will be very helpful in tracking your consistency and your success in this new habit that you are building. Because you can never be wrong in getting an accountability partner. Accountability can be a strong motivator. Number five, adjust and adopt. If something isn't working, tweak it. If it doesn't work for you, why are you gonna stay with that? If it's hard, why don't you change it? Don't make it hard for yourself. You can always adjust, tweak something so it will be easier for you. Remember, building habits or building a habit is a marathon. It's long term, it's a lifestyle. It's not just for a day, a week, or a month. It's not just a sprint, it's a lifestyle, right? So we have start small, be consistent, track your progress, accountability, and adjust and adopt. Having clarity and acknowledging habits that are not productive or do not help you in achieving your goal is simply the first step in building a better habit. And then you can use the pattern or those science of forming a new habit that we talked about earlier on building a new one. So there we have it, folks. That's just a beginner's guide to building healthy habits. Remember, the most important thing is to start. Start today. Start now. And keep refining as you go. Don't forget to be patient. Experts say or says it takes about 21 days to build a habit, but this can vary from person to person. Small habits might not seem sexy or revolutionary, but they are the building blocks of a transformative life. If you want to change your life, start it by changing your habit. Whether you're trying to write a book, lose weight, or build a business, it's the small, consistent actions that count. Remember, your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. So choose wisely. Thank you so much for joining me today on your Energy Booster podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode if you found it helpful. Until next time, here's to building a happier and healthier you. God bless you. Bye.